From there, what I want to see today is if we put the alignment rod in between our feet and the club, keeping the hands on this side of the rod, keeping the club on that side. Now what we need to do is sync that up with the body's turn, and that'll move the golf club up the plane. The golfer who's actually more out here will turn it more into a position that gets it more down the line. All right, so the plan. We're then gonna work on keeping the hands in with the club out in front of us. And the reason I say hands in, club out, a lot of people will try to get the club out and push the hands out with it. And I think for you, that's huge to not do that.
That's something I do for sure.
I know. Here's Jack, a great golfer. He's gonna be playing at the University of Texas this next year. And I mean, literally one of the best junior golfers in the United States of America, and the world for that matter, that this was a good drill for you as well. Go ahead and set up there, bud. I take this rod, I match it with the angle of your shaft right there, and I put it just far enough away to where it's gonna be there for your backswing. And I even tilt it up a little bit just to help the club stay a little more in front of you. But on the downswing, you're not even close to hitting that.
Yeah.
So this will be just a nice visual for you. I'll even give them a little bit more this way on how to keep the golf club on top of that line. It's like your hands are turning up the inside of that line with the club staying outside of it. Yeah. That was your best backswing, by the way, of the week right there. Just perfect in the takeaway. Notice how, watch what happens as far as distance from where he is to here. So this is what, about almost, 3.5 feet right here that we have between his feet and that rod. Now, take it back in the takeaway. See how his takeaway is just wide enough to where it would be affected by that rod, but then go to the top and then like come down slowly. Look how he comes down narrower, right? Because of lag, the golf club comes down narrower. He's not gonna hit that rod. So I think it's important for golfers. They set this up, you know what they do? They put it close, and then they take it back outside and then come down directly over the top to try to avoid it. That's not what we want. It's not what a lot of our golfers need. So put that rod just far enough away to where it affects the backswing, but doesn't mess with the downswing at all. That when a golfer hears keep the club outside, their hands start to go outside with it. That's why I like the visual of the alignment rod. You can have it splitting your feet. Not only is this good for alignment, but it splits the feet and the ball. The club can stay outside that longer, the hands stay inside of it. Now what's great about that is that's the hands being turned back by the body. The minute the golfer hears get the club out, they start lifting the hands out. Well, not only do you get your hands detached from your body, but you're decreasing the leverage. You don't get any hinge. We talked about how you needed to set the club a little better. So if we keep the hands in, we keep the club out, well, your hands are still gonna be turned to the top by your body's turn, right? And from there, all we're doing is taking the angle we have, Jack, and just keeping a little downward pressure on the handle as we go. A lot of people need that, and what that's going to do is it's going to create a little bit better L between the left arm and the club halfway back. Going to set that club, but it's going to set it, and it's going to set it on plane. Over the hands, up the forearm. If we just blend that with the turn, there you are at that position you want to get to the top, okay? A little bit more, don't want to get crazy with it, of this feel, okay?
Okay.
This is night and day. There, it's like hands not going out, club staying out, hands staying in, club going up the forearm. And look, everything's turned up there beautifully. I mean, look at that position right there. Wow.
My chest turning early, like yesterday.
On the way through?
Yeah, is that why it's hanging out?
That's why it hangs out right, yeah. These shots that he just hit, they're not bad. They're hit out of the center of the face, but they're about 5 right. And all that is Jack has a tendency of the arms will get up there, like Mitty, the chest just starts to lead, and that's where the club doesn't catch up. So one of the feelings for you is just let the hands go, let the chest follow. Yeah, hey, listen, backswing-wise, absolutely perfect. Now here's your chance now with this downswing. Feel the hips and hands go together. It's like the lead hip and the hands, just let them fire through together.
Okay.
And just watch, you'll put it all together. But that backswing's perfect. Exactly what we want. The only thing that you have to feel on the downswing is just don't close down that space between your upper body and the hands through impact, right? Just don't there, right? It just 1, 2, 3. Those hips and hands fire, let the chest follow along for the ride, and you're gonna see that everything is gonna be a lot more neutral. Okay. There we go. Yeah, what's cool about that is, it's back-to-back shots right there. We're able to see one stays about 4 or 5 yards right, hit right out of the center of the face. That one right there, dead straight, 1 yard draw if he wanted it. And see,
really struggling with that 3/4 for some reason.
What's that?
Struggling with that 3/4 for some reason.
When we shorten the swing, this is really important, and why people will hit it a little bit more right sometimes as opposed to hitting anything left, which is good. It takes away the left immediately. But what happens, bud, is that shorter swing sometimes happens with the shorter turn.
Yeah.
And then when the shorter turn happens and not the shorter arm swing, that's when the chest is then already preset to be a little bit out in front of it and the club gets behind, then we hit it a little bit right. I mean, you hit that dead out of the center of face again, just a few yards right.
Yep.
So here's what I would say. Slow down that backswing. Make sure that it's your body turning your hands to the top. So here we are with clubs in front of us, but we're still making the big turn. We're just eliminating the extra runoff at the top of the arms and the hands. And then you can feel those arms and hands move in front of your chest on the way down. Can't tell you guys how many of our golfers and how many players in general of all levels get so much better as a result of allowing their chest to follow their arms and the hands, not to lead. Yeah, you can see every time he gets the arms and hands moving, the ball won't exit to the right. So when you work on that, it'll be a 1 yard draw probably for a little bit, right?
Yep.
And then what's nice is you get that sequence down the top of the swing where we get this going a little bit, and then you can hit the hard cut at the bottom of your swing. But if you try to hit hard cut from the top, that's where I always say, it's funny.
That's where it gets ugly.
The best golf swings in the world are a draw transition with a hard cut at the bottom.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's always been a visual that I've had of my best players. They get that club in the slot. Looks like it would be a transition like Rory with maybe a little draw, but they hit the hard cut at the bottom. Keeps it neutral. Oh, like that? Yeah. How about that rhythm, huh? Not good. I know. We were just commenting. I made sure those microphones are working today. At Porzak Golf, we take a lot of pride in having developed some of the best and most consistent golf swings on the planet. We do this through simplicity. Our Full Swing Masterclass will take you on a step-by-step, easy-to-understand process on how to get your golf swing better than ever. Join the many before you who've utilized our Full Swing Masterclass to take their games to the next level and beyond.